Heat 29 is on the water. And based on who is on the water, we'll tell you who made it through that last heat. And it is Juban and Takara Ishii, who both slayed that heat. Victor Fernandez and Sugi seventh and sixth place, respectively. Great sailing by them. This heat will decide who sails against Antoine Martin for the difference between fourth and fifth place. Antoine Martin's ready. And the conditions are firing. This is the best it's been all day. So for the level of importance of this heat, we're on schedule. We're on schedule for a huge finish here at Trasleo, aka Secrets, aka Little Hukipa. Thanks for sticking with us here at the 2022 PWA SOMWR Cabo Verde World Cup. Ishii kind of skips out of his bottom turn. He's in a big battle with a true player. And that's Juban, who snaps off the top. His first move of that exchange gets the board wrapped around again. He's definitely fully powered. It's honking. And Juban is on the board to begin with. And Juban loves these conditions for competing because he's very good at doing his goiters and his slashy turns. And give him a section and he'll punt the biggest air you've ever seen, ever. Juban is so well versed in expressing the way he rides, but he's also very in tune with what the judges are looking for. And he's certainly played that to his advantage here. Juban and Ishii. Japan can be very proud of both Sugi and Ishii. It's a historical result for Japanese wave sailing. And there's plenty of time left in this heat to decide who's going to go to face Antoine Martin. Here comes Juban. Bottom turn lit blast. Second bottom turn. Second lit blast. Air over the section, Juban. Behind him is Ishii, J20. He bottom turns and he releases his energy off the top. This is how you get it done. Goiter under rotated, didn't make it. Right in Juban's face. Very interesting to note the Guadeloupe factor here between Antoine Martin and Juban, who are now players in the top 6 of this event. It's really come down to it. The conditions are roping. It's super windy, and there's definitely an augmented level of wind swell mixing in with our decayed ground swell. How is that? Let's take a close look at Juban here, setting up for his ride, staying high on the wave, booking his ticket, wrapping around the cutback, but catching a little bit of a chunk there and sending him out the back. OTB. Plenty of an exchange to go here. The conditions certainly weren't continuing here. Head Judge Duncan Coombs is going to take a look after each heat that gets run here. Take a pause, take a look at the conditions, understand that they need to be up to a certain level to justify continuing. Right now, we have no problem justifying that. There's plenty of wind, there's plenty of waves. Takara Ishii trying to make his goiter, and it's out the back. Another non-score here. He will keep trying. It's quite windy. which is good news and bad news, kind of. I mean, it's good news. It should be nothing but good news. The only reason it's a little bit bad news is that it's chopped up the waves a little bit. It's making them a little harder to ride. But don't tell that to Camille Juban, who's on a good wave and is in full control of his destiny here, as he is on the top of this wave in a really good spot with lots of room to do what he knows how to do, and that is please the judges with his riding. He gets started. Bottom turn cutback combo. Camille takes aim at the point. Gets through a lip blast there. A little bit of a feathery lip hit and a little bit of a tail tweak. Going to be a very close heat. Now, Ishii blew up on the outside, so keep it on Camille, who's going to water start now. There's only 2 people in this heat. There's only going to be 2 people in any heat we run for the remainder here. Again, Juban and Ishii. Whoever advances out of this heat is going to meet Titoon, that being Antoine Martin. That being the sailor who, before this contest began, stomped a back loop off the lip at this very spot. You are looking at the flags on the beach. We have descended upon this spot today to finish this thing if possible. Takari Ishii, J20, RRD kicks out. Here comes Camille Juban on his S2 Maui rig, his AV board. And he's on a good wave, and he has read it perfectly. Staying up high on this wave, and now he's going to take his diagonal stab and get started. Nice slashy turn under the roll in whitewater, which leads to a goiter make. And he makes that, and he's going to continue on. Slashes another turn. This is what Camille's really good at. He's an efficiency expert. Does it have anything to do with the high boom? Quite possibly. Has more to do with his superior riding ability. There's Takara Ishii. Nice riding from him. But not the full bag that he's capable of either. And I just spoke to him after he got out of the water. He's tired. He's run a lot of heats today. Fatigue's certainly going to set in. It's hard to even imagine if he's had enough to eat between all these heats to keep his energy level up. You just keep going and going here as we have a lonely onlooker walking the earth here in the sand desert of Cabo Verde. This beautiful corner of this mystical point there. It's very rugged and rough. There's a lot of ocean energy that unloads here on a regular basis because it's quite exposed. It's exposed to wind and swell. It's a beautiful corner of the island. Very fun place to sail. It's a 2-man battle here. Camille Juban on your screen. Might be slightly in the lead here. Camille Juban holding his line, holding himself at the top of the wave, concentrating. Nice bottom turn from Juban. A little bit of speed release from the top. Another bottom turn and another cutback. Toying with little Hukipa. And he kicks out. And Ishii's on quality control. He needs a really good wave to do what he needs to do. He's going to wait for it. He's going to definitely put himself in position for it. And if I'm not mistaken, he is not going to take this one. He's going to wait. He's going to stand in place and wait. Camille Juban, a moment in this heat that will matter because this is a 2-exchange situation. First exchange goes to Juban. Outside of him, Ishii, bottom turns. You see it in the little square. There he goes, right behind Juban, does a little bouncing ball off the lip, finishes it. Ishii and Juban heading out, looking for more scoring opportunities. Right now, the upper hand seems to be Camille Juban. And while conditions have definitely maintained their level, the conditions right now aren't any better than the heat before. Right about the same, which is more than enough to justify what we're doing here. And this heat will continue. Definitely the in-between moment in this pivotal heat to reach the top four. Top five, basically. But it's a top four heat coming up because somebody's going to get into the top four or stay in the top four. And the winner of this heat is going to have the right to sail against Antoine Martin. And while it's a privilege, it's certainly a daunting task in a situation that we have here. Because this is the type of place that Antoine absolutely owns. Camille Juban heading in. Looks like he might have some sort of groundswell. Ishii outside of him, looking like he's ready to get in the game as well, though I think he cuts out of that opportunity, and he's going to go quality control. Camille Juban definitely has a wave here. Who's this Barney sailing out in the middle of the heat? Never mind. Bottom turn, cut back, lip slide, Juban. One more hit and he's done. Takara Ishii on his RRD rig, looking fully powered. Trying to stall, trying to stay on the top of the wave to give him the most speed he can when he drops. And now he sheets in and bears off the wind. And this has maneuver written all over it. And here it comes. The wave hits the shelf. He bottom turns, makes contact under the lip, a little stood up by that contact. He gets around on a goiter attempt that goes wrong, and that's that turning point in the seat. Camille Juban right behind him. And he kind of gets this look, which was a little bit stood up as well, and he kicks out. That's not going to be an exchange that favored anybody in particular. Will we see the Guadalupean face-off here? Will we see Juban versus Antoine Martin? Right now, by the looks of it, that's what's setting up. Little more over halfway through this. Critical point in this contest. We're still rolling here at the 2022 SOMWR PWA Cabo Verde World Cup. Thank you so much to SOMWR for helping sponsor this event as the title sponsor. We are very grateful that you stepped in here to give wave sailors a chance to show what wave sailors can do in wave sailing environments. And Cabo Verde is most definitely a wave sailing environment. And there are several spots here that allow you ample opportunity. As you see, Toma Traversa on the beach. loosening up, knowing that it's not a certainty, but a possibility that they'll get sent out. Almost 4 in the afternoon here. There's definitely plenty of white caps upwind. That doesn't mean that it's going to be here forever as far as the wind is concerned. It's here now. And ever so occasionally there are some nice waves coming in. I will emphasize the body of work that we're doing here in the double comes up to a point when we reach this point of the competition right now. What we want to be able to do at this point is take a long, hard look at it and base what we had gotten accomplished in the singles as to what we do further from this heat. Duncan's taking a very close look at it. Ishii hasn't had the best luck with waves, but that luck is about to change because he does seem to be on quite a decently shaped swell here. And what you see is he's dropping his sail to look and predict what that wave's going to do. And he's made a decision. This wave's going to break. He's going to take a beeline to it. He sheets in and takes aim at the lip. What's going to happen here? Is it a goiter? Halfway rotated, and he understands that that was an important one to make, and he hides his head in shame because he knows that his time is running out to beat Camille Juban, and that his contest might come to an end if he doesn't start connecting. Camille Juban, noticing this, also wisely jibes and shadows Ishii. That was playing keep away. And what Juban did there was got on the wave that Ishii would have certainly gotten on. And it's the wave of the heat so far, by the way. Camille Juban sets up shop on the wave of the heat. Here's his bottom turn. And unfortunately for Juban, that whole thing closed out on him and he kind of misread it. And unfortunately for Juban, Takara Ishii has the wave after, and it's quite a nice one. But it wasn't good as Juban's wave. And Ishii goes for the 3 and he's out the back. So what happened there was Juban was on something that he didn't like, kicked out, and went straight in front of Ishii and got on the best wave of the heat. And it closed out on him. It ran fat. And Juban basically just, is just saying, hey, if I can't have it, you can't have it. But it's more than that because he shut the door on Ishii. In a sense, not even giving him a chance to get on. Here comes Camille Juban on a more rippable wave. And he gets the entire cutback. Sets up the bottom turn in the cutback for another double look here. Hops the lip. Excellent score for Juban. That was a nicely ridden wave. Green flag flying. Some nice blue sky out there. Takara Ishii in this heat. In it to win it. Critical, critical heat. But so much work done by both the Japanese, Sugi and Ishii. I'm really fired up for them. Okay, take a look at the drone angle. Juban and Ishii. Here's Ishii, bottom turning, hits the lip. Another bottom turn, winds himself up, explodes off the top. Ishii winding, is he going to get a maneuver? He does, he makes a a goiter make off a 3-hit wave, and he's right back in this. That was a goiter. That was a goiter because he unwound the sail and rotated around and over it and put it in the pit. A taka would have been more off lip contact rotation, more horizontal. It's much more definable here, and most people in this situation here do goiters. And Takara Ishii does that at the buzzer. And the heat's over.